this is Silver Anchor. You're watching Tarot Tuesday. We're shooting live from Hurricane Sally. So if you hear the rain, I just got the door open, enjoying the sounds. That's all it is for us here, is just some rain. We've got a love reading today. So I've got some birds and the bees, flowers in the trees theme going on. So I've got group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. So choose your group and we'll continue with the reading. I'll put the timestamps down below so you can click ahead to your group. So if you do like these group readings, please go ahead, give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see them every Tuesday here on Silver Anchor. Okay, group 1, you picked the yellow. This is the white flower, the first one here. And we're going to do a different spread today. This one is called a rainbow spread. It looks just like that. So group 1, I'm seeing that you've been tempted by fate, but you looked the other way. So there was someone that was, I want to say, was brought to you, but you were not interested because of things on the surface level. You were like, they're not pretty enough, they're not rich enough, they're not, I don't like what they do for their job, I don't like where they live, I don't like their house, I don't like their car. So there was a material reason why you shunned them. And you just said, I'll just keep looking. I'm not interested in this person at all. So therefore, you've been left out of this. But your spirit guide says, I'm going to give you another chance at this because this is what I want for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to feel love. And I know that you've been feeling alone in that. So you passed it up before, someone that they had picked out for you, and you've been feeling that loneliness, but coming around the corner is another opportunity. They're going to present you with someone else who also does not have a lot of money, but this time you are going to say, okay, and you're going to make it work for them. You are the missing key on helping them on that material working side. So it's someone who you may think is underemployed or has very little. You'll be unimpressed by their living situation with their belongings. They're not flashy, as they call it in the dating scene, peacocking, when someone is just showing off all of their fancy clothes and beautiful car. It doesn't mean they have a lot of money. It means they have good credit. But this is an honest person who works just, clocks in, clocks out, does what he can, or he works for his own business, just getting by. And you may not be impressed, but you'll be impressed by their loyalty, by their charm, and you in their life, because you do have a material focus. I'm seeing you as probably more of an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo. I'm still learning my astrology as we go. I'm really better with one half of the chart, and I realize that as doing my chart, it's almost split in half. I only have signs in half of the astrology, so I'm not as good with half of it. So it's kind of funny, as I'm familiar with what I would call the first half. Anyway, back to your reading. I'm seeing probably earth sign. It could be sun, moon. This pairing is something that is being brought to you, so it's going to just fall into your lap. This person is just going to be right there when you're not even thinking about it, and they're going to ask you out. And it's your job this time to say yes. You said no before because you weren't impressed with somebody. I don't feel like this is the same person. It may be in some of your cases because this is a group reading, but I'm feeling like they're like, okay, fine, you didn't want him. Here's another one, right? So your spirit guide is leaning into making you move on from that materialized focus, because that's what the devil card does represent, is material. Is that's the temptation so many of us fall into, our desires for, honestly, the material things, the things that are superficial and not the most important really in this world. So that's the lesson that you're going to learn in this new relationship, is to cherish the little things, right? The feelings, right? We can live on love alone. Who needs to pay rent? We can live on love. We don't need food. That kind of feeling that you don't need anything else, just that person. So that's the lesson here for you, Group 1. Keep your mind open and look past what their clothes are, what the car is, what they do for a living. Because those things aren't as important as what's inside their heart, and how much you can change them and they can change you. Because it's a relationship about growth. That's what I'm seeing a lot, is that it's expansion and change for both of you. So even though this other person may be poor, right, they won't always be. You're going to help them with that growth, and they're going to help you melt your heart. Stay with it, Group 1. This is a reading for Group 2. You picked the cute little bumblebee as your token. And today we're doing a rainbow spread. And Group 2, I think I've started over on this one because it is not the nicest message, and I don't like that, but you tuned in here to hear the truth. It's what your spirit guide wants you to know, is that the person you are with right now is tricking you, and they're flaunting it. They're showing off how much you are a fool for them. They are taking something from you. It could be their faithfulness. It could be their stealing. And they are flaunting it in front of their friends, who are also, this, their friends are not good people. And people are just like the people they hang around with. And in the end, they're leaving you, right? Dried up and left. Once they've taken everything from you that they can, they're just going to throw you out like an empty paper bag. I hate that. This is going to lead you into feeling a little bit disillusioned. You're going to be wondering, why did I bother? Why do I even try dating? What is the point, right? Maybe I feel like when I do the rainbow, this is past, present, future. So you may have already been this tricked, dried up, left out in the cold, and you are hurt right now. And you've also just stopped. You've just stopped looking for any kind of love. You believe that there is no one destined to be for you, and you're disillusioned on the whole concept of dating and love. And you know what? I usually give that advice for people after they've been hurt and traumatized and broken from a relationship. Is the best thing you can do is not jump into a next relationship. The phrase I use is, you need to work on you right now. I know probably people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. And that's the best thing you can do, is take some time off. Define for yourself, I'm not going to date for 1 year, 6 months. Whatever limit sounds reasonable for you to do. And that's what you're doing right now, is what I'm seeing is you're stopping for a predetermined amount of time is what I would recommend for you, and what I see correct for you right now. So let's see in the future if things are going to change for you. And there is a change coming after a short period of time. I'm seeing 6 months here, and it will go by slowly. That puts us from the time of this reading into the almost springtime. But I am seeing a change. And there'll be a change in you. And that's the important thing, is the problem was them, but it was the fact that you attracted them. There was something about you that attracted a trickster into your life. And that's why you need that time alone, is to work on what you are attracting. So what you give out is what you get back. So if you're putting out negativity, I'm always cheated on, I'm always taken advantage of, I only attract bad guys. If you're saying that to yourself, you're going to just fall into this trap again and attract more jerks like this. You don't want that. So it's time to work on yourself. And that can mean various of things. I'm seeing whether you pursue some spiritual work, some physical work, physical labor. People don't realize how much that can change a person. It doesn't always have to be a job either, but just exercising regularly, getting your heart pumping. It could be doing yard work, something like that, planting trees everywhere. But something where you are sweating and even getting dirty, it builds character and it gets you closer to the earth and closer to who you are, because you have to push yourself to keep going in a physical pursuit. So it's just as important as pursuing spiritual work, which could be meditation for some of you, for reading texts, for opening your mind. And I'm also seeing learning a new skill like painting, drawing. I'm seeing some kind of lattice work like basket weaving or maybe crochet, knitting. So something along those lines. So there's different things. See what resonates with you that you can take up. So the thing with fiber arts like knitting, basket weaving, is it teaches you patience. And it also can be quite meditative when you're repeating these same patterns over and over again. And then you feel this joy when it's finished and you can look at it and it's perfect. It can be frustrating when it's not perfect, but that's where the teaching you patience comes in, is you need to realize your mistakes, go back and repair them instead of just moving forward and ignoring the mistakes. So that's, you can see the metaphor for life. So that's what I'm seeing right now in this period for the next 6 months. And then you will be ready for change. You will be ready to attract someone. Let's see who. And our fertility goddess, the Empress, appears, the goddess of love. So I am definitely seeing that the love will be open for you when you have made this change to yourself. So the change needs to come from within. And then you will be presented with just the right person at just the right time. So in the words of RuPaul, I'm messing it up. But in other words, how can someone love you if you don't love yourself? I'm paraphrasing RuPaul because I can't remember exactly her words. But you understand the meaning is you need to work on you for a little bit and then you'll be open for the right person to come along. So I'm very pleased for you. I'm sorry about what happened to you in the past. Work on yourself and that right person will be there in the springtime. That was group 2. All right, time for group 3 here. You picked the yellow flower for your reading, group 3. We're doing a rainbow spread today. It's a little bit different than what I've done before. It's just 3 cards, past, present, future. And what I'm seeing here for group 3 is that you've been working with your, I'm going to say past partner, is you were working on, I'm going to say you were pushing towards marriage or some kind of union, and you had been working even perhaps in decorating and preparing for a wedding, and then they got cold feet. And that's oddly specific. If it's not a wedding, then I'm also seeing marriage counseling here. Like there was something you were working on. It was a lot of work making them go, and they ended up saying no. So overall, that's the gist that I'm getting. This is a group reading, is that you were working towards a goal with them. I am seeing like couples therapy, going to a church group, or possibly wedding. So that's what the high priest is telling me. Work and then walking away. So this is then started you into arguments and also the loss of funds because either planning a wedding or even paying for counseling is expensive. So this is where you're at, is looking at the loss of the money that you have put into this, and it's made you resentful to your partner, or in some cases ex-partner. So I'm not saying that everyone was left, but some people are deeply wounded by being left at the altar or refusing to do the group work that you were trying to plan for you and your partner. So what I'm seeing for you is, since this has happened, is not necessarily working with that person or pursuing someone new. So you are, this is an odd message, you're taking it to the streets and you're spreading the gospel. You're telling everybody about what you've learned from this experience and what you wish everyone else would do. And you're telling as many people as you can. You're just letting everyone know. You're spreading the word of relationships are horrible. Marriages are for the dogs. Nobody should try this. So you are disillusioned by love in the future. Right now you are hurting from in your pocketbook and in your emotion, not necessarily your emotions, you're just angry about what had happened before. So I'm just seeing I just keep seeing left at the altar, cold feet, or not wanting to work on the relationship in the way that you wanted to, the way that you were trying to push for. Because I'm feeling like this is something that they were never on board to do, and you were pushing it because it's something you really wanted. And I don't think it was necessarily about them, it was just the idea. I'm not seeing a whole lot of feeling about it. I mean, I know it hurt your feelings, but I'm not seeing, that was not love. It was something. There was something going on. But I'm feeling that this was not what you thought it was going to be. And some things happen for the best reasons, even though it hurts at the time, because sometimes it can hurt badly. But there are forces at work that we don't necessarily understand. So the end result is you telling your friends, especially your friends, and you're going to be kind of a bummer to be around. You're going to be Debbie Downer. You're going to be just down on his luck, Chuck, right? Yeah, I don't know. You're not going to be much fun to be around because you're still going to be really bitter from this experience. So it's not going to happen. Relationship coming up soon. And I just see you just kind of getting back into work. You got to re-earn that money that you lost in this endeavor. So build your pocketbooks, your saving account back up. And I just don't see anything happening really soon. And it's fine to not be with someone for a little bit. I think that's fine, especially if you're feeling this bitter. You don't need to bring that into the next relationship. So go ahead and vent. Tell everybody. Just don't try and break anyone else up, right? It's bad enough that, that yours didn't work out. You don't need to spread misery. Just commiserate, especially someone else who's been through something similar that you have. I'm seeing a drinking buddy, somebody that's close to that's also been through this. Maybe even someone who used to date this other person. Both of you can talk about, or had a similar situation to this. Both of you can hash this out. I'm seeing a best buddy. That's who you're going to be spending your time with, is somebody who understands what you've been going through. So commiserate, drink, you'll get better. It's fine. So sorry about that, group 3. All right, time for group 4. You picked the tulip flower. We're doing a rainbow spread today. It's a 9-card spread for past, present, and future. My first instinct here is that you've been keeping something from everybody, not just your partner, and you're pleased with yourself. You've been keeping a secret successfully, and You are quite happy about that, actually. What is the secret? I'm not seeing what it is, but it's something that could divide you from your partner and even some of your friends if they knew about it. Ooh, hello. So I'm seeing that you're going to be found out by not just one, but two people are finding this out about you. It's kind of a group effort or group discovery. Caught in the act. That's what it is. You are currently, or just recently, because this is the present right here, you're being found out. Your secret. And I don't know if it's necessarily that you were cheating. It could be in some of your cases. I think some of y'all were having some nefarious dealings, like breaking the law, smuggling, I don't know, right? So it could be a various of things, different offenses. It could just be relying about a guilty pleasure or doing something that you didn't think your friends would understand, but you've been caught. And because of this recent revelation, you're attracting some different types of people because of this. And I'm seeing two different ways this could be. Is if, number one, you were with someone and you were hiding all this, they are going to not forgive you and leave. Situation two, you are not with someone and you've been doing these nefarious behind the scenes things. When you found out, you're going to attract a certain type of partner who is into what you were doing. So this may be beneficial to you. You're probably not going to stop this behavior. It may not even be that bad. I'm getting like, you could be into furries or something. So I'm not really sure what the thing is that you've been keeping a secret from all of your friends. It may or may not be something really bad. It's just something that's maybe not well liked in your community of friends, and they're gonna judge you for it. And if you're with a partner, they may even not be able to handle this. They're out. But if you were not with someone, you're going to actually attract, and it could be in your group of friends, someone who's like, you know what? I'm kind of into that too. Want to do it together. I'm still seeing the furries. I think this is really weird, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could be into Comic-Con cosplay, into tarot cards, into something that astrology, into just straight up worshiping the devil. It could be any of those things that are just not commonly accepted. It could just be smoking cigarettes. I don't know. But it's something that's not accepted. I'm not seeing it as something like, oh, you were cheating on them, but you just have this secret life that you've not been sharing. And it's going to attract a partner who, and make you both stronger and maybe even out and proud about what you do. You don't have to hide in the shadows anymore. And then this is why I see the twofold, is it's either going to push someone away, or in some of your cases in group 4, remember this is a group reading, it's going to attract someone who's into it. Now, not for me to judge if this is good for you, but you're going to keep doing it either way. So you be you. I'm not going to judge. I do some weird stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm reading tarot on YouTube. Do I tell everybody I do that? No, right? But do I attract people who like that? Yes. You're here. So you be yourself. Be what you are, and enjoy it. And even if it pushes someone away, I see that you will find someone who can enjoy this with you. You can use different resources for that, but that's the overall I'm seeing, is you're going to attract someone who's into the same, we use the word again, nefarious dealings. So it could be something that's slightly illegal, or I'm seeing mostly it's something that's just socially frowned upon. Not necessarily wrong, but some people feel it is wrong. So that's my group reading for group 4. So we've gotten everybody done. thank y'all so much for coming and joining me for readings today. This has been Sylvie Anchor, and y'all have a good one. Thank you.